Hello everybody, I guess it's time for the final installment of the Trim Tab install. I know it's been probably about a month since I put them on, but I wanted to get a good chance out on the lake to test them out and kind of give you my honest opinion of what I think of them. The first time we took them out, which you're going to see here in a few minutes, I was really trying to get used to how they work, and I really didn't quite understand the whole concept of it and how you adjust them and stuff like that. So the video is almost inconclusive. You can still see, and on top of that, the water was just pure glass. I was trying to wait for a good day where it was rough, where we could put the cameras on the boat and actually do a good video. But it's just been so calm and just no wind and hot here in Texas. The time that I've been out on the water, it's just been smooth. However, what you do see in the videos is how when you're pulling out of the hole, how much it keeps the bow from shooting up. I shot it from both the GoPro and my other handheld camera, and you can see where when the tabs are all the way up, it does more of a bow rise, whereas when the tabs are down, it does less of a bow rise. Now, just having the tabs on the boat helps it get out of the hole anyway. But you can adjust them more to kind of keep them, to help you get out even faster. It also helps when you're going across the lake. We had some people in the boat, and they all shifted to one side, and the boat went to the port. So all I did was put the port side tab down, and it leveled it back out. I tell you, they're really hard to use in a sport boat like what I have. I can see them being a lot more functional on a large boat, like let's say a 29 to a 36-foot boat, that doesn't change direction all the time. I mean, we're going across the water and water conditions change, whereas the big boats, they're a lot slower and kind of lumber along. I'm thinking maybe a smart tab or an automatic tab might have been a little better, but they just, for a boat my size, I'm kind of in between the two. But I did a bunch of research, and there's some things that I wish I'd have done at the time of installation that I didn't really know about, and that's just my own being stupid and not doing research. They actually do have indication sensors that you can put inside the trim tab cylinder, and it tells you where the tabs are, like your trim is. Because on the back of my trailer, even though we replaced the bunks, the tabs, if you do forget to put them down, put them back up, they hit the bunks. So what I've gotten in the habit of doing is when I'm coming into the dock, and we're going to put on the trailer, is to hold it, counting to 5 by 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, etc. To make sure that they're fully up, because they do hit the back of the trailer. But it really haven't had a problem with it so far. But what I've found, I would like to have had that, just to go back and reiterate what I said. I'd like to have the indication up on the helm. The other thing is automatic ignition off or automatic tab deployment. They have a sensor for, I think it's like $300 or $400, and what it does is it mounts up underneath the helm or someplace where it's level. And then what you do is you go out and you figure out the attitude that you really like, and then the tabs deploy themselves automatically. So if somebody, it uses basically an accelerometer or a gyroscope. So when somebody goes to this side of the boat, it knows to go ahead and deploy the port. Right now, after putting the stuff on my truck and stuff like that, the bank account's a little dry, so that's probably going to have to wait till next year. The tabs in themselves, being where they are, help a lot, and I use them more for attitude adjustment than pretty much getting out of the hole, because that thing gets out of the hole okay as is. But it really helped when we're going across the lake and we're hitting a lot of bumps that are chopping, to keep the front end from pounding. The bad thing about that is it's jamming your bow into the waves, and we get lots of spray. So if you're hitting across a bunch of wakes and you're going, the boat will stay dead level across it, but you're putting your bow smack into the wave. So maybe I'm not working it right, but that was kind of a scary thing. We hit a pretty good wave, and it sprayed way up. It was smooth, but it sprayed water up and around us, and we're getting a lot more water in the boat because of that. So I've kind of really gotten a lot more conservative with them when I'm using them, but it does help keep the boat from pounding in the waves. And when you're crossing wakes, it keeps it from, going like this. So, I like them. I really think I need to get that automatic adjuster to kind of make me really love them. It was a lot of money for something that's kind of like, yeah, it works, but there's a lot of work involved. So when you have your hand on the throttle, you have to also work two little switches on the side of the helm, which honestly, it works, but it's just a pain in the rear to have to always think about that and get them up. And if you get one that's lower than the other, then the boat wants to do this number or that, and it just, it's okay. But just having them on the back makes a vast improvement to keep it from, you know, bouncing all over the place. And just a half-second burst on both of them gets that boat to where it wants to level out. When you get into really, really choppy seas, there's not much you can do about it anyway, but it does pretty good. All right, so let's get the video on the lake. They wanted to shoot the bleeding process when we got to the lake, although the ramp was quite busy that afternoon. I don't know why. It was the middle of it was the middle of the week, and so we had to quickly do it. What we did is we backed the boat down the water, slid the boat back about 9-10 inches, did the bleeding and everything like that, and then we went for a ride. And I couldn't videotape it because there was just too many people waiting, so I just wanted to get it done real quick and get out. Basically, the real simple process is you just go hold it up for 20-30 seconds, you hold it down for 20-30 seconds, you keep doing that until you hear all the air bubbles kind of work themselves out. They're kind of self-bleeding, just like a trim system is. So we did that, we got on the lake the first day, and the cameras were dead. Couldn't get any video whatsoever, so we played around with it and went back the next day and shot this video you're about to see. So you guys, tell me what you think. I think that they came out pretty good and they did a decent job for what they are, but like I said, it's a lot of money. If you've got extra $500-600 to mess with, there's other things I can think that I'd like to spend the money on, like speakers or an amplifier. I could have dealt with the hammering. It didn't make that big of a difference so far. Now, I'll go back and get that self-leveling thing here during the winter time, and we'll install it and see if that kind of changes how I think. Although it did make a difference, I must say. But I was kind of under the impression it was going to be, whoa, miraculously different boat. Not so much. So I'm giving it about, if I had 5 stars, I'm going to give it about a 3.5. You know, it does work. It works wonderfully, but it is kind of a pain to mess with. And I wish they had kind of said, hey, it's better to go ahead and add this, and then that makes it almost a $1,000 install. And that might have made my mind up that I would not have done that. But you know, it is what it is. It may work for all you guys out there, but as far as me, I would rather have some speakers. But anyway, here's the final part. All right, here we are on the lake. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's actually a day later. We've already tested this, but when we got on the lake yesterday, the cameras were dead. We had no way of charging them or any way. We actually started for a few seconds, and it didn't allow us to. Now, the bad thing is that this, the water's dead calm. So the only thing we can show is possibly getting out of the hole, the difference between the two, and attitude adjustment. That's about it. But as far as like rough water and stuff like that, there is none today. It is dead calm. We'll try to get out on the big lake and show you what it's like, but so far so good. I like where I mounted the things. It makes it very easy to adjust, and it takes a little bit of getting used to because you can't tell where they are. You got to kind of, it's going to take a little practice, but so far they make a big difference when you're crossing wakes. It keeps the boat from listing a whole lot either direction if you cross wakes sideways, or if you're in some crosswind or something like that. Really helps with that from what I can tell. Now we need to have a nice rough day to really make the judgment call, but anyway, we're going to make a few runs, and you'll see the attitude adjustment from just coming out of the hole, just with the camera, just with that. And I've also got the GoPro mounted on the windshield, so we'll try to mix that in also. Okay, this is tabs up, trim all the way down as if we were taking off without any tabs. I'm gonna get straight. 1, 2, 3. How we turn real bad to the right or to the starboard side.
Right.
You can adjust that out. But okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start with tabs down. It takes about 5 seconds for them to completely deploy. Here we go. Tabs fully deployed. Watch, we're going to pull the wrist. Now we start the tab. Port side tab. Boom. keeps that the bow from rising up too much whenever you're settling back down.
Hang on a second, I'm gonna go on the way back to back here. Okay, are they up or down?
They're down.
Okay, good. Okay, now, put them up and do it again.
They're all the way up now. See how the bow goes way up whenever you're stopping?
Yeah.
And you're in the back, so let's do the...
Go ahead and do them all the way up and then do that again.
All right, they're all the way up. Turn around. Trim's all the way down.
Trim's down, tabs are up.
The tabs are up and it caused the nose of the boat, the bow goes way up. Also, if you notice, whenever we went across the wakes back there, the boat, when I adjusted it, stopped doing this. It keeps it from rocking back and forth, which is real nice. So we'll see when we get rough seas, but so far, so good.